Namaste, dear friends. Today we have Ma Anand Shila and Swami Anand Arun here. Today we are going to do this conversation between Ma Anand Shila and Swami Anand Arun. And today is the month 35 years ago, Ma Anand Shila have left Rajneeshpuram. Today is historically also it's a very good opportunity for us to recollect about her life. Before we proceed any further, I'd like to give a brief introduction about Swami Anand Arun and Ma Shila. Swami Anand Arun is, I will consider him, I and many sannyasin in Nepal and many countries in the world consider him as our gurus because we were not fortunate enough to meet also, but because through Swami Anand Arun, we have been able to taste the love, that fragrance of Osho. And also, like Ma Anand Shila, Swami Anand Arun has been a very controversial figure in spiritual world. Because of him, many people connected in Nepal and many places in the world through all with Osho. And he had been one of the outspoken critic about what's happening in Osho world right now, all the copyright, trademark, all harassment that has been ongoing because of this. Moreover that, Swami Anand Arun is also considered a bodhisattva because he had not only established the ashram in Nepal, but all over the world, wherever he traveled for last 30, 40, 50 years, he had been countlessly spreading the Osho message and opening the center and ashram around the world, despite all the adversities from the non-profitable organization, also International Foundation. And now I'd like to move to Ma Anand Shila. Although there has been a lot of adversaries, even taking that name and even speaking to her, I get, frankly speaking, I get a bit of scare, and it scared the living daylight out of my life. But today we are not, whatever happened in the past, she have faced all those problems, and she have been charged with all the crime and all from both American government and Switzerland government. But today we are going to talk with Ma Anand Shila after she left Rajneeshpuram. Who is this lady? And a lot of people who are new to Osho and who have recently known Ma Anand Shila are from Wild Wild Country and other documentary. For me, I find her very loving, compassionate human being, and even in this time of Corona crisis, a lot of my relatives don't even invite me at their home, and Ma Shila had openly invited any Osho lover or anybody to her home. That really touched my heart. And if you have watched that movie Bahubali, and if you know this Queen Mother, Shivgami Devi, I find her and Ma Anand Shila very, their character and their strength and fiercity very much alike. I'd like to welcome both of you to our program, and Iqbal Singh and my brother also for arranging this historical event, and all our viewers as well. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me. And it is nice to see you two young men, plus Iqbal and also Arun.
Two old men, also two old men and two young men.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, this is such a historical day. The two illuminaries I trust, I love and respect. Love, respect for Arun and for Sheela are only for one reason. Just one reason. Not because of Osho. There are millions of people who love Osho. I love them, respect them, and trust them because they stand for truth. They stand for truth, and they stand against the corrupt in the Osho movement. Like my other two colleagues, they are very young. Arun Swami and Sheela Ma, they are connected with Osho from the 1970s. From the time he was Acharya, he was not that successful. And with Rajneeshpuram, with so much success, with so much money, with so many people from around the world, naturally the politics came, the mind came, the ego came, and somewhere the beautiful project got destroyed. From the ashes of Rajneeshpuram, Osho created Osho Community International. His body was sick. He was telling to the people, my time is very short, my boat is ready, I can go to the other shore. Please don't miss me. I joined Osho Caravan exactly from the day Osho came to Pune, which is known as Pune 2. And I have seen 20 years at Osho Commune how few people first manipulated Rajneeshpuram, then they manipulated Osho's people, they created the friction between Osho and Sheela, then they packed Nirvana out this world, nobody said anything. Then they told Neelam go, then they told Commune to go, then they told Osho Force to go, Osho's Buddha Hall to go. Somewhere, nowhere in the history of mankind, such corruption, such brutality has been done to a master and to his people. In this system, no Indian has ever dared to speak against this meditation based in Pune. They are sitting on the property of $400 million, which was created by the disciples. Osho Communal National is a collective heritage, but we have no way to visit there. And only two people stood against them, Sheela and Swami Arunji. And through this interview, through this talk, I really hope thousands of people will stand up and will ask, where is our heritage? Osho is no, every master has to go, every Buddha has to go, but the property, Osho Mineral, people were being and knew it is ready for that. I hope Swami and Ma Anand Shila will inspire people to stand for truth and to stand for master's heritage. It is not the work of BJP. It is not the work of politicians. It is our work, our heart. It is our property. It is our master's work. And I really give the stage now to Swami Arun and Ma Sheela to discuss so that the future becomes brighter, orange, maroon, full of love, full of courage, full of truth. Meditation without love, meditation without truth is useless. It is fitness tech. I hope they provoke sense of fire, sense of love, and sense of truth among us. Okay, Arun Swami and Ma Anand Shila, welcome to this historical meet. We are looking forward for your talk.
Please, Arun, you begin. You are much closer to Pune Ashram and the people who are around Pune Ashram. You begin.
Okay, Sheela. First thing, I would like to tell all the listeners, all the people, friends who are watching this interview or who will watch on YouTube. It is meeting of two friends, lovers of Osho. Ma Sheela is also love Osho, and people who misunderstood her, I would like to request them to read her book, Don't Kill Him. Especially the last chapter of this book is very touching, where he has said that the moment she got the news that Bhagwan has left his body, she could not believe it. I could not believe it. Same thing happened to me. When we got the news that Bhagwan had left the body, she could not believe, I could not believe. Then immediately the same idea came to both of our mind that it was not a death, he has been killed. That she has written, and there we have similar view. We both love Bhagwan. We are madly in love with Bhagwan. I would like to make it clear because Sandesh has introduced me as his guru. I'm not guru. I'm just a student of meditation. I call myself postman of Osho. I carry his love letter, and wherever I see a potential soul, I deliver Osho's love letter. And then relation is between you and Osho. The postman duty is finished. So I consider myself a postman of Osho and a student of his teaching, a humble student of meditation and his teaching. I'm nobody's guru, no? So that should be clear very much, because many of our friends are in this guru trip. So I don't belong to that mast. Let me make it clear to you. Ma Sheela loves Osho in a different way. I love Osho in a different way. But we are both madly in love with Osho. He has suffered much. People, I will request again to read this book because she has suffered for whom? For us. So for creating a Buddha field, Rajneesh freedom for Osho disciples. That was a great dream of Osho, to make a city of meditators, where the original idea was that 100,000 meditators could settle down and could live together and meditate together, dropping their prejudice, their mind, their nationality, their religion. They should be just human being, loving human being. So that was the greatest idea, and I think that was the biggest experiment which happened in last century in the world, creation of Rajneeshpuram. Already 5,000 people had settled down forever, and there used to be 20,000 visitors, 20 to 30,000 visitors during celebration time. I had the fortune to attend two celebrations in 83 and 85. And I have seen the magic of Osho Sannyasi. Uh, they have created a oasis in America. They have created a magical city in desert. In Oregon is a deserted. All over there's just a stone and sands, and our also lovers have created a paradigm. And the commander-in-chief of that force was Ma Sheela. Under her command, the people had worked and they had created a magic. No? I respect Ma Sheela for her devotion to Osho. She had to suffer. She was in jail for 37 months. I feel very sorry for that because it was not for any personal reason. It was for creating a paradise on the earth. They are creating Rajneeshpuram. She is an alcoholic. She worked during the celebration day. She used to work 7 days a week. No, she was forced to sleep. No, people used to give her medicine to sleep. She is such a alcoholic lady that she used to work so hard. And in Pune and Rajneeshpuram, where she was Bhagwan's secretary, uh, she also forced us to work very hard. We were working also under her command. We were also working, you know. So our love is to, we love Osho, but our type is different. She is alcoholic, she Kriya Yogi. She has worked, she believes in working and creating things. I am a devotional disciple of Osho, and I love through my heart. Nepal is a country, simple people, so we do lot of devotional songs and bhajans and kirtan. So our styles are different, but our Aradhya Guru is same, Osho, and we are madly in love with Osho. Nobody should think that Sheela has dropped Osho. I know her through book, and uh, whenever I met her, I've seen a great love for Osho. In Pune, OIF, those who consider themselves successor of Osho, they have removed Osho picture from the ashram, from what to talk about the room. They have removed Osho picture from the ashram. They are the successor of, they call themselves successor of Osho. And I found in her Switzerland old man ashram, I will call it, in every room there was also picture. Even in Sheela bedroom, I saw also picture. Uh, so her love for Osho, our style is different, but we both are in madly love with a master, uh, whom who is a very controversial master. And Sheela has written, I will quote her word. She has written that he is misunderstood and he could be understood only through love and devotion. I 100% agree with you, Sheela. Uh, uh, I will add one thing more, meditation. Love, devotion, because I am a meditator. Love, devotion, and meditation. He could be understood only through love, devotion. But love and devotion is primary thing. Because I've seen many meditators, they're seasoned meditators, but still they don't say a word against the so many uh, bad design which is done against Osho. No, they don't speak a word. So I agree, Sheela, with you. Even love and devotion is a higher value than meditation. I 100% agree with you.
So
Yes,
now
sir.
it is my time to say something. What I want to say is don't get confused in words. whether it is devotion, meditation, or being yourself. For me, it is all the same. It is my experience. Bhagwan had a dream, and this dream was to create a community where people from all different walks of life can live together without difference. They remain together and engage themselves in creative work, which we did. I would have been most happy to hear that Bhagwan's brother Shailesh, who had studied medicine, was helping in Corona crisis and taking care of people, than sitting in Bhagwan's clothes trying to pretend like Bhagwan. For me, it is a waste of time and massive disrespect for Bhagwan. People have to remain active, people have to create for themselves and live a creative lifestyle. That is what I have learned from Bhagwan. This is what I do that. For me, don't miss Bhagwan's teachings by going one way or the other. What is right for you is the right thing. You began conversation, I understood from the young men, that they want to understand why this corruption around Bhagwan. It was bound to be. It was bound to be. Understand that these people who are around Bhagwan after my departure, they were administering drugs on Bhagwan. They had full control of Bhagwan's through drugs. That was the reason I left when I found out. They were maybe pawns of some politicians. And they came with the agenda to break up the community. They did that. But how many sannyasins are ready to see the truth with open eyes? They think Bhagwan accuses Sheela of all kinds of nonsense. If they don't say yes to Bhagwan's nonsense, they will lose their meditation, they will lose their surrender. Be intelligent. We were proud to call ourselves intelligent sannyasins around Bhagwan. Try not to be stupid. And controversy, no matter where you go, will continue. Stop judging and reflect upon your own motives. Why are you there? Why? What are you seeking? If you are seeking truth, go after it. If you want to demolish corruption, be brave, talk about it, and confront it. Meditation won't bring you to that point. And people who are occupying the Pune ashram, they are not meditators. They are same as Shiv Sena. They are same corrupt people. They may be taking help of Shiv Sena to maintain their control. But instead of talking about it, do something. And if you cannot do something, don't complain about it. Arun, you are right. We are two different people.
Yes, yes. Male and female. And one who believes that meditation is lazy man business, and I am that businessman. I am very lazy. Nepalese are lazy by nature, and I am a meditator, and you are alcoholic, no? So there is a lot of difference between us. I agree, 100%. But there is a common point. We are madly in love with this master, Osho.
That is not even a question. If I was not madly in love with him, I would not have been there with him. I would not have taken the responsibility that I took. I would not have spent 39 months in prison. People think I betrayed Bhagwan. They're crazy. They can think what they want to. I sat 39 months in prison because of his stupid statements. And still, I'm here talking about what I feel for him. They are two different things. Today, my new book is announced by my own rules. This last 30 years, how I have lived my life, how I have gone through ups and downs since I left Bhagwan. I give a little window to look through my life. I must say, sometimes I hear comments of people, if they at all understood Bhagwan or understood the meaning of loyalty, they don't know what they are talking about. Utter nonsense. You have allowed, in the name of surrender and meditation, you have lost Bhagwan and also Vivek. Where you could have, when Bhagwan was alive, come together and stood up to these people. But you didn't. Now, I don't know if it is at all possible. What Iqbal says about how can we take back our inheritance, create a new inheritance, I would say to Iqbal. You get together And you don't need Bhagwan's words, you don't need his photos. You go out and you create your own image of Bhagwan. And prove to these people there, capturing Bhagwan will not bring anywhere. You have to feel within you the burning desire to put back what has been lost. Find it and put it back.
Sheela, here also, I partly agree with you, and there are points I disagree with you. Let me be frank. You said that create a new world, you don't need his pictures. I think I have also created, because I found hopeless, there's no chance that I could enter into commune, Pune commune. They have banned me. They have banned 1,000 people like me. Those who are the top. I joined also in 1969 when some of them were not even born. No, I joined, and my association with Bhagwan is for 51 years, and I have never looked back. Every day, my love and my trust on him is increasing. No? So people like me, 1,000 people like me have been banned. They cannot enter into the community. So I agree with you. So we are not worried about it. I have created beautiful community here in Nepal, which you are seeing. In Nepal, Sheela is a poor country, a small country, smaller than the Indian state. But you will be surprised to know we have 12 beautiful communes, 12 communes, and 90 centers, and close to 95,000 sannyasi in a small country, poor country. And also I have initiated ashrams and communes around the world, about 100 centers, small centers, and some communes also. I have inspired people. They are running it, but I have a source of inspiration. So I have given name and I initiate people into sannyas. About 100 centers around the world and 95 centers in Nepal. But we are doing very well with his picture, no? So there I disagree that you don't need his picture. I need his picture because that inspired me.
I fully understand you need his picture. I too enjoy his photos. Beautiful man, a man I was in love with, and still I'm in love with. You misunderstood what I am trying to say. What Pune people stop you from it, you don't need it.
Yes.
They come after you with their copyright stamp. Who needs it? They want to put a stamp on my head because Bhagwan touched my head? I don't allow them to touch my head. That is a sacred place. Bhagwan has touched this head. It is a sacred place. I don't offer them. What I am trying to say is, you have your copyrighted photos, use it. Bhagwan is a public figure. Don't use the photos they have taken.
Sheela, the problem is when Bhagwan was in Nepal, I took hundreds of pictures of Bhagwan. Even those pictures, when I put in my Facebook had been closed so many times. My friend's Facebook, who is assisting me, was closed yesterday, just because we are using the same picture which we have taken, or my friends have taken in Nepal. It is not from their camera, but they say that his face, his picture, whoever takes, it is our copyright, and all his meditation is their trademark. No? So several.
I say that he is a public figure. As I understand copyright, public figures can be used, photos. And especially they are from your private collection. When Bhagwan was in Nepal, it was your institute, he was in it, then they cannot claim it. That's my understanding. Of course, it means a big legal contest there, and they have more financial possibilities than you have, and that's where they are. They have been gone from Pune now for many months since the corona has gone out. And they're still claiming the properties. I don't understand it.
You know, they have sold a part of property and they have applied to the Maharashtra Religious Trust Board that because they cannot run the ashram without selling the property, they have asked the permission to sell other property. Their main motive is to slowly sell the whole property. They have already shifted the headquarters to Switzerland and what country? Ireland. Ireland. They already shifted the headquarters. Bhagwan's all belongings, his gowns, his personal belongings, everything has been, even his signature, all the books where he has signed, they have told the first page of that, and their signature all has gone. So there is nothing of Bhagwan there in Pune, except the buildings, no? So they want to sell the property also. They have asked the permission to the Maharashtra Trust that they are in financial trouble, so they want to sell. They have already sold a part of property a couple of years ago. Then some sannyasi put a petition. They have already negotiated the whole ashram to a trust, Chandni Trust or some trust in Maharashtrian trust.
Shiv Sena is in the power there, Maharashtra government, and they are using it, totally corrupt government, corrupt people. What are you going to do?
We are facing this problem, Sheela. The problem is there's not brave people like you who can speak, no? Especially in India. There is a great fear psychosis. In Nepal, we speak. Little bit Nepalese people are speaking. Nepalese people are doing this interview, and they are bringing the truth. But in India, there is such a big fear psychosis. Everybody knows the story that it was conspiracy, Vivek and Bhagwan's death was not a normal death. No?
But you sannyasins, why are you hiding it? You talk about it. Every one of you talk about it. What happened to Vivek? What happened to Bhagwan? When Vivek comes and hugs you and says, "Save Bhagwan," you know Vivek would otherwise never come and hug you. Okay? At that time, you should have spoken about it, and gossips goes like wildfire. Nothing is lost yet. Talk about it openly. Talk about everything that these people have done to one another, and let the story come out.
Sheela, you don't, I think you know or not, I am talking it since 1986 when Bhagwan was in body. But when Bhagwan was in Kathmandu and in Manali, I have lived in Manali for a few weeks with him, and Bhagwan was here for about 44 days in Kathmandu, and I had a very close proximity. I used to meet him several times a day, and I have seen the whole game. And that time I smell things, because when they were going to the bar and they were drinking in the night. They were talking about Osho in a very different way. And that created suspicion in my mind, no? And I understood the whole game when he was here, Bhagwan was here for 44 days. You don't know how much difficulty I had to face. Twice I was surrounded by local gunda. They wanted to kill me, no? Because I spoke to Bhagwan. I went into his room, locked the room, and told Bhagwan that Bhagwan, I have a fear, I have a doubt that people around you is not love, not for love or devotion or meditation. They are here for some other reason, and they may kill you. I have told Bhagwan in January 86. January 86, no? You know, but I was surprised when I locked the room, because it was not possible to go to Bhagwan straight away. There are always secretary Bhagwan, secretary Neelam, or you have to take Vivek or Hashya. No, it was not allowed to go to Bhagwan without secretary. But that day I dared. I know when Bhagwan was there, I entered into room and locked the room and sit. Bhagwan was on chair. I sat down on the floor. I said, Bhagwan, I have a fear, I have a doubt that the people around you are for some other motives and your life is in danger, and I fear that you may be killed. You will be surprised. When I said this to Bhagwan, I thought Bhagwan will be surprised or he will agree or disagree with what I'm saying.
He probably said to you, he knows.
He told me, no, what he told me, I tell you the exact word. We were converting in Hindi with Bhagwan, always we talked in Hindi. So I told him, Bhagwan, आपके जीवन पर खतरा देख रहा हूं मैं. तो भगवान ने कहा कि लेकिन इसमें तुम क्या कर लोगे? I'm telling you exact word. No?
And
So,
that's exactly, I would expect Bhagwan to say that. I know today why Bhagwan accused me of million things to save my life from these gundas.
yes,
I know that.
yes, yes.
When I said I'm going to leave to him, he was sad. He didn't want me to leave. But I had decided already to go.
That's why you are alive. That's why we are talking, no?
And he knew while people like you and me are alive, he remains alive.
Yes, yes. Now, Silama, when Bhagwan asked Lakshmi also, dropped Lakshmi from organization in Pune 2, and he was even banned to enter into the ashram. They banned them. The Lakshmi, she was sitting in a hall, Buddha hall. Then Neelam came and told her that you are not allowed. Bhagwan has asked you to leave and you cannot sit in the meditation hall. I was there. It was very shocking to me that Bhagwan will be never so cruel to anybody not to sit in meditation. But later on, I became clear that it was just to save Lakshmi's life. No? Lakshmi survived.
These people will do that. That's why I say you don't worry about taking Pune back or Bhagwan's assets back. You create your own. You create your own situation. Find paraphernalia of Bhagwan that belong to you, and they cannot claim that.
About Bhagwan, Sheela, I would like to tell you, immediately after Bhagwan left his body, I went to Pune to collect his ashes because I wanted to make a samadhi in Himalaya. And we have a beautiful samadhi. I will send you a picture here. We have made a very beautiful, I'm also a civil engineer, I'm a designer. So I have designed a very beautiful samadhi of Osho. It's already, it's a 8 years old. No, that we immediately after his death we created samadhi. His body remains. I have distributed to other centers in Nepal, and we have 3 samadhi in Nepal itself. And we have opened a commune in America also. Our own property is there. They call it Nirvana. And we are planning that once things are settled, we will make a samadhi over there, Osho Samadhi. I still keep his body remains. I have collected from Pune, and I kept in a bank locker so that nobody can use. And my dream is that every country where there is a Osho lover, if they have a commune, they have their property which is dedicated to Osho, I will design for them. We can make a beautiful samadhi of Osho. Because in Pune, this Amrito announced on 19 January that Bhagwan has said that his samadhi will be within Chaunsu. Now they say there is no samadhi in Chaunsu. They have removed also pictures. So,
I have heard about this situation a bit from different people, but I would say you don't need it. You don't need any of it. You put your love for Bhagwan wherever you are, and you start your beginning.
Sheela, I am 77-year-old, so it is not my beginning, it is my last chapter.
That is true. You are 71-year-old. Me too.
77. I'm 77.
Oh, you are 77. Well, you're looking in excellent health. And I'm 71 and I'm still in good health. But what I am saying, the young people around you, make them independent. Give them something that makes them independent, not traditional. Bhagwan was a modern man. He broke all traditions of all other religion or spirituality or whatever. If your young people understand and become strong in themselves to move forward with Bhagwan's teachings, and without copyright also, there are enough Bhagwan's teachings floating around. They don't have to know the complete teachings of Bhagwan. One thing from this entire smorgasbord of his teaching, pick one that suits you, and you can build Taj Mahal on it. You can build the best Samadhi on it, or a best temple on it, or best Buddha Mandir on it.
Yes.
In my house, I don't have Buddha Mandir here, but I have Dimens Mandir. And Dimens Mandir is dedicated to my parents and Bhagwan. So take something that you like about Bhagwan's teachings, or you fall in love with him, or you like his intellect, whatever it is, and tell them to build their own monument on it. I think that would scare these people. There are, as you say, you have 96,000 people. 96,000 people take one teaching of Bhagwan. You can bring flood of Bhagwan in the area. That's how I see it.
Sheela, if you have a opportunity to visit this country, or otherwise, my friend will inform you. In Nepal, there is already a flood of Osho.
Wonderful. Now bring tsunami there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm very happy to inform you that Nepalese commune are inaugurated by President of Nepal. Some commune are inaugurated by Prime Minister of Nepal. I have been awarded by the President of Nepal for doing best social service. No, so Osho is recognized in this country, and we print Osho book in spite of the threat from Pune. We print Osho book. I have printed 150 book of Osho, and I'm selling it at cost price. All 150 book people can buy at the cost of 1.2 pound. 1.2 pound they can buy any book. No, so at the cost price, I'm $1.2. I'm sorry, in Indian rupees 100, they can buy any book. 100 rupees. No? So that was the dream of Bhagwan in Pune too. He wanted that his book should be available at cost price. Nobody should make any profit on his book. So that dream I have fulfilled. And whole Nepal, you will go to any bookstore, you will find Osho book. In Nepal, Osho is very popular, very respected. For 50 years, I worked for him. I've started with a small center. Now I have a very dedicated team of people. I have initiated.
Wonderful. Make use of it and move forward with your tsunami. That's my idea of lighting a fire.
Yes, good. Your good word, tsunami. I will pass this word to my friends in Nepal. That now in Nepal is flooded with rain also. So I will inform my friends that flood of Osho is not enough. Sheela wants tsunami of Osho.
Absolutely.
And it's not only Nepal. Wherever I have traveled, I met you in Germany. Now I go quite mostly I visited Russian country, Eastern Europe country, and almost all Western country, European country, and North American country. There everywhere I went, I have opened a center. I have initiated thousands of people in every country wherever I have been, and I have opened a center. So there are 100 centers outside Nepal. They are also very active. They know the whole story of this, what we are talking about. They know the whole story. So they are not afraid of OIF. They are running this center. The problem is this, our Facebook are closed. Even if we put a small picture of Osho, you see the small picture of Osho behind, if that appears in my Facebook, they close my Facebook. My Facebook had 125,000 followers. 3-4 times they have closed my Facebook, my friend's Facebook, YouTube. So we cannot use his words. We cannot display his meditation. They say all meditation is their trademark. No, I know you know already. They don't have any paper. It's just a false statement that they have a copyright. You know the whole story. They have nothing, but they have created such a havoc in the world that even in the West, people are so afraid, you know, of legal problem. They are very afraid of legal problem. So whenever I say that you can put Osho name in your center, they say no. They say Osho is their trademark or their registered copyright.
Call it Bagwan. We know him as Bagwan. Why Osho? Call him Bagwan. Call him Rajneesh. Call him, hey you. It doesn't matter.
Yes, Sheela. But it is not a surprise that in 21st century, we can name any guru. We can name Raman Maharshi, Aurobindo, Shiva, Krishna, Jesus, but we cannot take name of my own master. No, is it not a surprise? And there is such a fierce psychosis I find not only in India, even in the West. People are so much afraid. They They don't want to speak on the mic. They will speak in the room. Yes, there is a conspiracy. Osho has not given any copyright. But they said, we don't want to go to legal problem, Arun, so don't quote me anywhere. And they will not come in public. So whole India is suffering from fear psychosis. Whole India, any Indian sannyasi except few. Nobody is there to speak about this conspiracy. And even in the West, people are afraid. They don't want to go into legal hassle. You know how much problem they have created in Germany. Sannyasi was running the Ram Tirtha. He was running a center. Several years they pushed him into the legal court, and he spent all his money because they have a money power. Small community don't have money. So ultimately he got frustrated. You remember Sant, who was a great keeper in Pune 1, Sant, Punjabi guy, tall figure. So Bhagwan used to crack jokes about Sant. Sant in France, he has a French girlfriend. Both were in great love with Osho. So they translated Osho book in French, many books, and they printed, I don't know how, but two dozen books in French, To print a book, the girlfriend was so much in love, she sold her house because there was no money, and printing in France is very expensive, So they printed about 24 books, selling their house. Then they were dragged into the court, and Santa was so much in trouble. The ultimate, Santa had to say sorry, and they had to say apology. Then the wife said that you first burn all the book, then only we will pardon you. So all his French book was burned in Paris. So they go to that extent.
But talk about these events so people become aware. People think nonsense. They think surrender means tolerating the torture. No, that's not what Bhagwan taught us. Talk about it. Don't hide the events.
Iqbal knows I'm talking it since 35 years, even before Osho's death. 3 years before Osho's death, me has a doubt that there is a conspiracy around Bhagwan, and the people have a different motive. So Lakshmi also told Bhagwan, and I also told Bhagwan whenever I had the opportunity. But I told you, Bhagwan knew it. He said, "Isme tum kya kar loge?" And then in Nepal, I said that Bhagwan, here I know some politician, and that time the Prime Minister of Nepal was also a Osho lover. So I told him that now we can put you into police security. Police will give you security. I can go, and one of my relative was very high officer in police. So I said I can go and I can get a police security for you. Then Bhagwan said that no Buddha in police security. That you don't do that. There's a big story when I was telling that Vivek started banging the door. Vivek, how innocent or she was. She started banging the door, and because the other guys had told her that Arun is talking in Bhagwan in privacy, and Arun is very suspected people, he may kill Bhagwan. So Vivek started knocking at the door, and she was ready to break the door. Then I had to open, and then she was so furious on me that why you have kept. He told your name that even Sheela had never locked the room when was talking to Bhagwan, and you have a dare to lock the room and you Bhagwan. She told me that you may kill Bhagwan, and she was so furious that Bhagwan gave me a signal that you just go, Then Bhagwan next time he called me and he said, don't. I was going to police to give him police protection. Then Bhagwan called me. I was in the lobby in the hotel. Then Bhagwan called me and he said, where were you going? I said, I was going to the Prime Minister and keep you into the police protection. Bhagwan said, that way you will spoil my work. Bhagwan said, no Buddha, I live in police protection. Let me handle it my own way. to that. So I know that Bhagwan knew already that he is in a bad company and his life is in danger. He knew it very well.
Yeah, unfortunate, but that's how life is now. What
Yes.
can I say? When we want to do something, we individually have to do it and light the fire.
Yes. As you have written in Sheela, the last line of this book, I like it very much, that he has left his body in 1990. 1990, he has left his body, but don't kill him. He has left his body, but his teaching is there. His legacy is there. His dreams are there. So don't kill his dream. Don't kill his vision. No. Now, the people who have killed Bhagwan, they are not happy just by killing Bhagwan. They want to kill all his vision, all his dreams. They want to. They have removed even pictures from Bhagwan's book. No Bhagwan's book can. Nobody can print book with his picture on the front page. So they hate him so much. They don't want even the Bhagwan's picture in any of book. But they want to earn the money. Royalty they take 20%. They want to earn the money, but they don't want to that his picture should appear on the front page. So I'm not silent. My nephew friend will tell you, Anikwal will tell you, I'm shouting since last 30 years. But I know, I'm in the last chapter of my life. I'm already 77. I'm tired. I don't see any response in India. I have requested every old sannyasi, every recognized sannyasi, those who consider themselves Buddha, enlightened, the enlightened business is very common in India. So the mostly enlightened sannyasi I've requested them that please speak. At least we should make a joint statement that there is no copyright. You can run Pune as you like, but give me freedom to run our own center. Give me freedom to do our work. Don't close our website. But
they cannot close your center.
In Nepal, we are safe, but they have also played money game. Many of my sannyasi, when you live a big community, sometimes some sannyasi becomes against you, goes against you. You know that business, no? When you have a big crowd, we are 95,000 sannyasi. So sometimes somebody goes against me. So they immediately tap him, no? And I have to face many court cases because my sannyasi was giving so many bad things in the internet. So I have to fight a court case. I won it. I have just won it. They were putting so many law. They wanted to close the ashram because what they say, Sheela, they say that money is a great power in 21st century. And Nepal and India is a poor country. With money, they have purchased politician in India. They have purchased police in India. So they have a confidence that with money they can do anything in poor country. So
probably their perception is also correct because governments are corrupt. They have no money. They want to be in power, earn money. It is same as what Trump is doing in US. But still, what we have to do, we have to be clever. And we have to flood the region. If you have 95,000 people doing something, they cannot go after 95,000 people in court individually. And everybody has to do something individually.
Yes, Sheela, in Nepal, they cannot close our ashram. In average, this is a corona crisis period. Otherwise, in average, every year around 6 new ashram opens up in Nepal in every year, roughly. And I initiate about 2,000 young people into neo sannyas every year with mala and all their style. We still all wear the old orange and mala as we were doing in Punavan or Rajeshpuram. No? So we initiate 2,000 people, and in Nepal, although they have played with money, they have bribed some officers to give us problems, and some sannyasi were purchased, and they created problem for us. But by the grace of Osho, I am a devotee. You are an alcoholic, but I am a devotee. No, so I will always say that by the grace of Osho, I am protected. I am protected. He is protecting us. He is protecting us. So don't fear.
Definitely. And it is good that you feel that way.
I feel very much. He have our inspiration. He is our dream. He is our protector. He has built such a beautiful ashram in Nepal. Nepal is a poor country, but we have a ashram like Rajeshpuram. You can see our dining hall. 200 people can eat at a time. You see our meditation, such a beautiful, our guest house. Our rooms are like 5-star hotel. No? So in poor country, this thing is possible only because of his grace and his love and his strength.
Exactly. I have no argument about what you feel. But what I am saying, if you want to do something collective, as your desire is to figure out a way collectively to get together and do something, only way is ignore these money mongers and you continue your work as you do.
Good advice. We are doing accordingly, and we'll with your advice. I'm more confident. We are very much excited in Nepal, and in Nepal, Osho is known in every corner. Almost every district in Nepal have a center, and almost every village in Nepal we have a sannyasi. No? It's a
Wonderful.
be a small country, but if you come, when people come from foreign country, they are surprised at the immigration. When they write down they have come to visit Tapovan, they are given a special treatment, and they are respectfully they are received. No, so they are surprised that this is also country or what? No, and anywhere you go with mala, you have a privilege. No, people respect you that you are a good people. So in Nepal, by the grace of Osho, we have earned a very good way. Like
Wonderful. I congratulate you on that. Keep your politician and the parties good in your hand, that they don't obstruct your work. And keep those goons outside Nepal.
no, but they are here, Sheela. As you know, Nepal is a poor country, and money has a great power. So sometimes some of our sannyasis are purchased, and they create problem for us. And you know, to keep 95,000 people together is also not an easy job. Sometimes some people get angry for you for no reason. You know. Also
Let them be angry. If they become angry, you can't do anything anyway. So ignore them. As I say, I don't need anyone's approval for who I am, what I am, and how I am living life. I don't want to change anybody's opinion. I have my own. I know myself. I know how I feel, what I feel. I don't need any rubber stamp of anybody. And I live life for myself with my own rules. This book will be available at Penguin Random House in India. You can pre-order it directly to the publisher, or you can order it through Amazon.
And I've also heard that Bollywood is making a film on your life. No, I'm very happy to know that. Huh?
Yes, yes. Not only that, there is a new film coming out about my trip to India on Netflix before end of the year, as I understand.
So I request all sannyasi in Ma Sheela, we were privileged that we joined Osho when we were young. You were also very beautiful and young. You were a queen in the ashram. I remember those days. No?
Some journalists call me the first lady of Rajneshpuram. They say many nasty things about me, but they still honor me as a first lady of Rajneshpuram.
So Sheela, we were privileged that we joined him when we were young, no? And we had the privilege that we have seen him in physical body, and we have also personal contact with him. We have been able to touch him many times. No? So I consider, and we are considered very fortunate. But the new generation who has not seen him, who know Osho through you and me or through his books, no? They get confused when they see this whole game, why you are fighting with your own headquarters, no? Pune, they still consider that they are our headquarters. So they get confused. And my request to you and to all my listeners of this program is that we could not save his body. No, I tried. From 1986, I created I talked to all the people that Bhagwan life is in danger. But nobody believed me. Nobody believed me. No? So I could not protect his physical body. But at least I should protect his legacy, his sannyas movement, his dream of creating a new man, humanity, a commune where people can live without any discrimination, dropping their nationality or their religious discrimination. So those dreams are more dear to Osho. So we could not protect his body. He will not come back again in physical body, but in teaching, we should be protected. That's the whole project of my life. Whole purpose of me living is just to protect his sannyas movement and his dream of commune. And that's why I open up every year some new center, new commune, wherever I go. And his book should be available with his picture. No, he's not a criminal that his picture should be hidden. No.
Well, you have to ask that question to people who are hiding his pictures, you know?
Using for you alcoholic, they listen alcoholic. You are not alcoholic, you are alcoholic. You are working so hard, workaholic. Some people understood
But
that.
I am not workaholic either, because I'm not addicted to work. I enjoy working.
That's good.
It brings me good health. But I don't mind being called workaholic also.
This is out of love. This is out of love.
I don't mind that at all. People call me many names. Workaholic is an honor.
No, you were working so hard, no, to create. I'm managing a commune in Nepal. I'm committed to manage few communes in Nepal. No? I know how difficult it is to run a small commune. Here in our commune, we are 90 people live permanently, and we have visitors from 80 different countries. They come to visit us. We have accommodation for about 300 people at the moment. So this is a very small community compared to Rajneshpuram. But I face so much problem just running a small commune. No? So many psychological problems, ego problems. Now, because of Corona crisis, we are facing financial problem also. because we don't have guests, we don't have contribution. We have to feed people who are there. No, but 90 people are always living permanently here, and we have electric bills and things like that. So we have to face so many problems. So I know it's not a, I can understand your problem to create a city in a Oregon was not a easy job. One thing, Sheela, I would like to tell you, in the state of Oregon, if you would have been in California, maybe California people are more liberal than Oregonians. What is your idea?
It is not a question of where we would go. No matter where we would go, people would react in the same way. People have fear of something new. And Bhagwan was not popular in real sense through politician or the public opinion. He was not popular. Our first problem began with Los Angeles Times. After we arrived in Rajnishpuram, first 90 days we had no problem. But Mayor of Antelope, her son worked for Los Angeles Times. And she told that some people have moved in and they all dress in orange. And because he was a journalist, he figured it out, and he got this German newspaper from Spiegel and Stern with Eva Renzi and encounter groups in Pune. And that's where it all went. Started getting problems. That created a fear into people.
Sheela,
But that was Bhagwan's way of working. We cannot think in retrospect. Bhagwan was not a man of retrospect. He was the man of the moment. And what has to be done today should have been already finished last year. He was a man of urgency. And you can understand why urgency? Because of the people who he had around him. The danger you had felt, the same danger I had felt, and Bhagwan was aware of this danger.
So, Sheela, now together, and all the listeners who are watching this program, is it not our duty? As you have mentioned in your book, that his body, he has left his body, but we should not kill him. We should protect his legacy. We should protect his vision and his dream of communes and a new man, free from all the conditioning of mind and religion and nationality.
Of course, we should create that. I live like I used to live in Rajnishpuram and work like that. You can ask Iqbal. Iqbal has come to my house number of times. In my little organization here, I have 15 nationalities living together. And we live wonderful, very harmonious lifestyle. And wherever I am invited to speak about Bhagwan or about his teachings, or for some other reason I'm invited, I always speak about what I have learned from Bhagwan. How I feel about Bhagwan.
These days you have become very popular on TV and on YouTube. No, I see many of your interview. So congratulations, you are becoming very, very popular.
Thank you. And that's what I'm saying. We all have to do something, find something that works for each individual from Bhagwan's teaching and move forward.
So the fear psychosis which I see, especially in India is very profound fear psychosis. Everybody is afraid to speak. They will speak to you in privacy, but they don't want to come on YouTube or like we are talking in open. They don't want to come in public, but in privacy they say, yes, there is a big conspiracy and Bhagwan was killed. Everybody is saying in India, but they will not come into the public.
Don't waste time after these people. They are cowards. And cowards should not be spoken to. That is how I feel. It's a waste of time.
Many people are writing their days with Osho, their sannyas history of how they live in Rajitpuram or how they live in Pune 1. Many Indian sannyasi are writing. So I request them, because they don't write about this conspiracy. They are afraid. They don't write about the injustice which we are facing. They don't want to use the word. So I request them that I understand you are afraid. Their fears. Many people have been killed, like Vivek was killed, no? Bhagwan was killed. So people have a great fear. That I can understand. So I said that, okay, you write down one chapter, untold story, and give it to some trusted friend. If you trust me or Tapovan, give it to me. We will print it after your life. When you are dead, then we will print it. But truth should come. When you are alive, you are afraid. That I can understand. But write down untold story, real story, and give it to your son or your daughter. If you trust, give it to some friend and ask them to print it after your life. Even after, because now we are all, those who are with Osho in young age, we are all over 70, no? And within a decade or two, all of us will be gone, no? So at least truth should be there, no? Somebody should record it, and it should be revealed that how Osho was killed. The conspiracy was bigger than the Jesus. Jesus Christ was crucified. Everybody knows who crucified Jesus Christ, no? But Osho was crucified in a more heinous way, no? In a more dangerous way. The people who crucified Osho, they become his successor. Those who crucified Jesus, they didn't become his successor. But those who had crucified Osho, they said, Bhagwan to catch his eye, they said that I leave my dream to him, or he is my successor. He or she will be my messenger. No, all three people divided everything. So it is the biggest conspiracy has happened, and in 21st century, nobody is speaking against it. They have money, they can buy law, they can buy politicians, they can buy police. So they are assured that nobody can do anything to them. And our sannyasis, some sannyasis say, oh, हमको तो ध्यान करना है, इससे हमको क्या मतलब? I have to just do meditation. But if you love somebody, if somebody of your family has been killed, I ask them, would you say that I have to ध्यान करना है? पुलिस में नहीं जाते. अगर आपका भाई की मृत्यु हो जाती या आपके पिताजी की मृत्यु हो जाती तो आप पुलिस में नहीं जाते. उसमें आप कहते हैं कि ध्यान करना है. नहीं? When something happened to you, you go to the police or you go to the authority. But when it comes to Bhagwan, say no, वो जो करते थे सब उनकी इच्छा से ही होता था. वो तो परमानंद थे. उन्होंने मृत्यु को भी खुद ही बुलाया. वो सब नेचुरल है. हमको तो ध्यान करना है, इससे हमको मतलब नहीं. This is a common sentence I hear in India from my old friends, and I feel great pain.
I don't know how to help you there, Arun. I am speechless on this issue. I have no interest in fighting with these people, these criminals. World calls me criminal, but they are bigger criminal than I am. And it's not, I don't want to waste my time. I rather display Bhagwan through my hard work, which I do. And I will continue till my last day.
Sheela, I have a question. If you don't mind, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, please.
A question comes to your mind that if you had left Rajneeshpuram, even if you see that some false game was happening, but if you could have stayed there, even if they have removed you from president of Rajneesh Foundation, but if you could have stayed there in Rajneeshpuram, you could have helped Bhagwan. Leaving Rajneeshpuram, don't you think was a too hurried?
No, I tried my very best to persuade Bhagwan to get away from drugs. And Bhagwan told me, don't interfere. You stay out of it. And his command, I as a secretary, was I had to accept.
But he never told you to go out of Rajneeshpuram. He
No,
wanted.
no, he never told me. In fact, he said, go to Germany, go to Europe, stay in Europe, and raise money for me. That was his answer. I was not ready to raise money for him anymore so that he can do more drugs and buy more tin cans, Rolls Royces.
I will differ there because Rolls-Royce does not belong to him. It belonged to the Rajneesh Foundation, no? And later
No,
on,
you don't know the trust and corporations we had created. These were cars purchased only for Bhagwan and Bhagwan's use only. We created a trust called Car Collection. Bhagwan personally, for tax reason, could not own anything, but it was everyone's understanding it was Bhagwan's car.
but he didn't go to his family after Bhagwan.
No, you don't understand. In America, you can have trusts, and trusts can have ownership. And this can be public trust, that can be private trust. And Car Collection was a private trust.
But it was sold in I heard that it was sold for $6.9 million after Osho left Rajneeshpuram. And the money was not used by his family. Money was used by these people who are running the show. No?
Clark, it was not money of his family either.
Yes. But he didn't own anything. He didn't own, he used
No,
it.
Bhagwan, if Bhagwan owns something, then he has to pay taxes. So it is a complex legal event. I would agree with you if you tell me that the money these people have privately digested it. That I would agree. That they sold the cars and digested it.
Not a small money, $6.9 million. And
right.
Rajneeshpuram was sold. I have visited Rajneeshpuram.
But I should tell you, the cars we had bought were more than $12 million.
But they sold it for.
So they had to sell it on half price.
Because they were in hurry and they didn't have any pain for it. No, they have not paid for anything. So do you know how many for how many they sold Rajishpuram? I visited Rajishpuram in 2012 or 13. No, when I went to Oregon for camp, I visited Rajishpuram, and I was told by the villager of the people there that the negotiation was happening for whole land and house between. They were asking for $150 million, and the buyer was giving $110 million. So the one person who was in deal, he told me that it was sold somewhere between 110 and $150 million.
Yeah, they became rich. It is okay. It is okay. I'm not bothered by it.
You are also rich. Your ashram is very rich. I've seen your ashram. You have all the gadget for good living. So we are also rich.
You know, I have created this with very hard work. I have not borrowed any money from anybody. I created this work on my own strength. If I could manage Rajnishpuram with all madness of Bhagwan in it, this is something from my own existence. And that was the logic I used. I said, Sheela, you have to get back on your feet. And I managed it, and I'm grateful that existence gave me opportunity to manage it. And I still work at the age of 70 quite hard.
So this interview also, which you have been spared your time for this interview because you're a hard-working person. Your time is very tight.
Yeah.
But you have spared this time for interview. Even this interview will create some awareness among the people who are listening to it or listening to it in YouTube. Will create some awareness, and they will come forward. I hope they will come forward to save it, Bhagwan's legacy. As your title of your book, Don't Kill Him. No.
This is my old autobiography, but my new book is already for pre-orders, which is by my own rules.
By my own rules. Good.
Yes. It is published by Penguin Random House. And I ask all your viewers if they want to know what kind of ups and downs I have gone to create this ashram, as you call it. You can read in it and maybe get courage to create your own.
Ma Sheela,
also speak to our young people who have not seen Bhagwan, and we are privileged that you are very privileged that you have been so close to Bhagwan. So create love in our young people. When you tell about drugs and things, they get confused, no? So I don't
have to get confused. This confusion is to put Bhagwan on a pedestal. Then they will eventually hate him. No, you have to accept Bhagwan as a total package. Good, bad, and ugly. Then you can, without fear, talk about him. You can talk about your love. That's why the mothers who only talk about their children's good points and don't expose the deficit or what has gone wrong with them, they have difficulty growing up.
But one
And,
thing,
huh?
we live in mind. Sheela, you and me and all many of us, we live in mind. An enlightened master like Osho does not live in mind. He lives beyond mind. So if his
This
act,
is, Arun, I have to disagree with you. This is your imagination. This is your understanding of enlightenment. And I could care less Bhagwan was enlightened or not. He was a man I loved.
so
He was king of my heart. And for me, I don't have to pretend that he's enlightened. No, I was happy that he was a man with qualities and men with follies.
Sheela, I will
I
tell
don't
you.
need a perfect man.
Sheela, I will tell you. Let's agree to disagree. As a friend, let us agree to disagree. You can disagree with me and allow me also to disagree with you. To me, in my eye, Osho is the greatest incarnation after Buddha. After Buddha is the greatest incarnation. And he was a man, he was a god in a human body. No? And he can inspire people and can create many ashram and many meditators and many enlightened people. He said, I'm a beginning of his as a new era. No? So he is a pioneer of a new school of meditators. I consider him my guru, my master, and I can also know limitation of my mind. I analyze three things through my mind, but somebody who lives beyond mind, no, I cannot understand him. I follow him also since 51 years, but still he surprises me. When I read his book, every day he surprises me, no? A new thing comes to me. So I can never exhaust him. There's never a time will come in my life when I will say I have understood him. He is always a mystery for me, and he will always remain a mystery for me. Always remain. So something which my mind cannot analyze, no? Because he is speaking, sometimes he says that I am speaking for the Akashic record. Maybe people who will come after 2000 years, they will understand it. Many times people say that you will not understand it now, but the people who will come in future, they will understand. Buddha also said, the Heart Sutra, when he was saying, I said that nobody will understand you, but it will understand people in the future. So Osho is a Messiah of the future. No? In the present time, people will misunderstand him. Let them misunderstand him. But my love says that he will be understood many, many years after, when humanity will become more mature, more open, more receptive. Then all this game which people are playing, the religious people, they call themselves religious, fanatic religious people have killed Osho, and one day their game will be exposed, as we are exposing their game. Then people will understand. A time will come.
I say to you, Arun, that I have no dispute with your beliefs. How you perceive Osho, I have nothing to say about it. But I must say my truth, and my truth is I don't need a God to love. I'm happy to have a man, a beautiful man, Bhagwan, with his qualities and with his failures. And this should not bring anybody confusion. People must have enough courage in love to see the failures or the faults of the loved one.
Sheela, I thank you very much. You are so liberal that you have accepted that we are free to disagree. No? No, we agree to disagree. So that's your humbleness and that your greatness. I salute your humbleness that you are ready to disagree. No? So let me have my own feeling about Bhagwan. I consider him like a Buddha. No, his work, his teaching, marvelous work which he has done for the world. No, it is not less than the contribution of Buddha. So
I fully accept it. I have no problem with it. I never had a conflict with it. It is your thing. You must do it. That's what I said. Everyone has to find their little clique and move forward. And you're doing it with your clique. I have no dispute.
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
And I thank you also, Arun, that we had an open conversation. Iqbal, you didn't have much chance to talk, but maybe some other time we can talk. And the two young men also didn't have much time.
Unless you want to talk, or Iqbal, you got to say something, closing words, remarks.
It was a beautiful interview, and I really hope 2-3 times in a year we will continue this kind of thing. Sheela is a fire of truth, and you are a heart of gold. So when the fire of truth and the heart of God, they meet together, it creates a beautiful energy evolution. And we need people. Just meditation is not in. Just meditation is not. We need a commitment to truth, the integrate the soul. And the integrate the soul comes when heart and the courage, meditation and love meet. And this is what O has told us, love meditation together. Not just their meditation, which Indians are creating parrots. And I really hope minimum 3-4 times in a year, Sheela and Arun meet and few other people join, because we love you all. Once you love Osho and his work and his vision, suddenly you feel for the whole humanity. And this is what I call the master. He opens our eyes and we all feel beautifully. God bless us all. Namaste.
Thank you, Iqbal.
Ma Sheela, I like to say a few words. You mentioned about your book. There was 2 books coming, as I remember, Nothing to Lose, and there's this one that you sent this morning.
By my own rules.
By my own rules, and also about also doing drugs. We come from tradition, or we heard the story that even Shiva used to do all this ganja, marijuana, all this. So we don't have any problem. And if he had done it, we accept that as well. And I think there was many discourse where he have given the discourse in doing the laughing gas or something, and it was also very beautiful. So we accept him in any dimension, any form or this. And we meditator, or we people who are in love with Osho are kind of spiritual junkie ourselves. We couldn't get over him. Like,
I am happy
time flies by.
That you are not confused.
Time flies by, and we could never get tired of that divine nectar. And thanks for coming. And in future, we'd like to invite you again, where other participants and viewers can talk and ask the question and have a conversation if time and everything permits.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Yes, Ma Sheela and Swami Arun, thank you for coming here, giving us the time, and in a way passing the torch to us, the newer generations who are coming now. And also Swami Arun is also releasing some books pretty soon.
And
yeah,
told the story about Osho.
The untold story of Osho. And
Which
They,
story of Osho?
I've written already Sheela first part. They in Wonder with Osho. The first part, I think somebody should send a copy to Sheela. I've written in Wonder with Osho and one Lone Secret Benny Master. There are few books in Nepali, few in Hindi, but these two books are translated in many languages, Japanese, in Russian.
Okay.
Somebody, so I'm writing another book, Untold Story, where I will narrate all these stories which we are discussing now.
Okay. It would be pleasure to read it someday.
We are waiting for a book from Iqbal Singh Ji as well.
Ah, wonderful. Then we
My
won't
life in
have
Germany.
any moment of
You know,
boredom, huh? With all this
my
coming
blog
out.
has been very famous. I speak my video every day. I write my post every day. Basically, you can say my blog on the Facebook is a rebellious
You know, I don't
express.
have Facebook and I don't deal with it.
But in general, you know, it gives big satisfaction instantly. And somewhere you say, I am End Mafia on Facebook.
Well, for me, you know, I'm not so good with digital lifestyle and the social media, the trash that comes on social media, I have no nerves for it.
Yes, Ma
So
Sheela.
I think we end this interview with this beautiful from the church.
You see?
That's a very good sign. Thank you.
I also wanted to say that us, the future generation, since now you guys have done your part, you guys did whatever you could at the time and still are doing it. For us, the newer generation living here in the West, there is a decline in Osho teachings, meditation.
Wonderful. I'm happy to hear that and keep up the good work.
There is a decline here, but we want to somehow share his work in the future, if possible, if you know, God willing. But we hear all these stories of all these closing Facebook down. We cannot even use Osho's picture. It very demoralizes us to do any of his work. What are your suggestions for this? How to overcome this fear and discouragement?
I think I didn't I didn't hear your question well.
Yes, Ma Sheela, us the newer generations want to share Osho's work, you know, do something here in the West as well, but we most of the time get discouraged by all these politics behind Osho's work, all these people closing Facebook down. We cannot even use his pictures. How to overcome this and continue sharing this love, this meditation that Osho has given to us?
I think by remaining open yourself, you can only give out the fragrance of a beautiful flower when flower opens. So you have to open up yourself. You have to become open. And when you are open, fragrance will move forward itself.
Thank you, Ma Sheela. Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you, Iqbalji. Thank you, Suvarna, and all our viewers. And we'll keep this. We'll continue our conversation again with Ma Sheela in future. Thanks, everybody.
Swami Arunji, any final words from you?
I'm very happy. I got this opportunity to meet a very old friend of mine, Ma Sheela. We have worked under her in the Pune one, and I'm running this commune exactly on the style of Pune one, Ma Sheela, as well as Pune one. We have vegetarian meal. We don't have alcohol or eggs, and we still wear orange clothes. So just like Pune 1. So we have learned from Pune 1, and Sheela was a great inspiration, and she was very charming and very beautiful. Bhagwan used to praise in the world that Sheela is not only physically beautiful, spiritually also she is beautiful. So
Thank you, Arun. Your compliment is very well accepted and enjoyed.